Hey Haunters, here's a quick update on our haunt build. I got one kid sick, and the other kid looks like he's maybe getting sick. So they're currently inside eating chicken noodle soup, so I'm bouncing back and forth between taking care of them and trying to get something done for the haunt all by myself, but we will persevere. So I got the coffin up on the dolly. I'm going to roll that out to the front of the house today. It's all finished. I didn't do a back on it because it's going to just lean up against the ground and have some spooky stuff on the top of it. So, and I ran out of pallet wood, so that's what's it's going to be. It looks really cool. It's ready to go. And so before I told you guys I was trying to fix my tombstones, and here they are. I got the backs glued on them, and I'm going to paint the back and then sponge paint it to look like the front. And that just allows me, here I'll show you what I did. I put PVC pipe, so I hollowed out part of the foam with the hot wire foam cutter, and then cut some pieces of PVC to go down the middle, and then glued them in between the pieces. And some of these did not glue flat real well, so I just put some mud on the side of it, and that sealed it up, and it looks like one piece. So hopefully that'll work. And then I'll cut some short pieces of rebar, and that's how they're going to stand up in the graveyard this year. So I got all those, or most of them, fixed. I have a few more that I ran out of foam, so we'll see if I get to those. So over here we have our small little spooky trees, and these guys are all assembled and they're ready for great stuff. So I'm gonna do that at the same time. I'm gonna do our peanut characters, which are, we're just gonna use four this year, and I have to do Snoopy, a couple of scenes from the Peanuts cartoon. So I'm gonna grate stuff some of the hair, like Lucy's hair, and let's see, Sally's hair. I think the easiest way is just to grate stuff on top, and then I'll cut it down and make it the right shape. So I got them all propped up on rebar to do that. Looks kind of weird, but that'll work, and then I can work on painting them and putting on details. So I'm doing that, and I like to do the great stuff projects all at once because I can use up the can pretty quick. What we got on over here is we got the curly hill or spiral hill from the scene in Nightmare Before Christmas. I kind of put this together last night with pool noodles, and I used a heat gun, and I bent some PVC pipe so it's in the shape of the hill, and I'm going to grate stuff that all the way around just to kind of fill in the cracks. And then I've got my tarp that I'm going to use that's painted blackish gray to make the rest of it. And I think what I'm going to do is I have these pieces of wood that I screwed on here, and I have these already bent pieces of PVC, and I'm going to somehow connect that to that and then kind of billow out the hill, fill it out a little bit better. So that's a project that I'm going to have to kind of do it in the front yard once it's blocked off and people can't see, because once I put that up, then I won't be able to get it to the yard because of these posts from the awning. So I have to do that later. And then here I have a couple pieces of foam gluing together, waiting for them to dry. That's going to be the back part of Jafar the snake. So once that's glued and done, then I can start shaping that and cutting that out. And so let me give you a little sneak peek of some of the characters we have already done. And they're over here kind of ready for paint. Here's Aladdin, and he's hanging on the carpet, and he'll be suspended up in the Aladdin scene. And then here's Genie, and he's his back is wet because it got real moist, so I'm just letting him dry out. But there he is, and his face is all done. He's got a little hair thing on top, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint him up hopefully today. So there's a couple of the characters that are just foam. They haven't gotten any painting color yet, but they will soon. And then I make this very simple PVC frames to put my black fabric up for my panels, just to kind of block off some areas in the haunt. So here's the panels all assembled. I don't glue my PVC, I screw them together with just these right angles, and these are 6 feet across, and I think they're 7 feet or 8, no, I think it's 7 feet tall. And I just prop these up on rebar, and then I put the fabric over them. But I screw them together because then I can unscrew the legs and then store them easier. So there's my PVC pipe all put together. I got 7 panels, and I hope to put those up today too. So anyway, that's what we've got so far, and I will give you an update soon. Well, that can of Great Stuff didn't go as far as I thought it was going to go, but that's okay. This stuff is sticky. I've never used Great Stuff before, so this is yucky. I had my gloves on and my shield over my eyes. Like, yuck, I'm not getting this stuff on me. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to fill in the little gaps. Try to fill in where like the foam pieces were meeting and stuff. That pull apart, that's okay. I could just duct tape it together. But then I squirted it inside the areas that I was paper macheing over just to kind of fill it up, and then I was experimenting a little bit on this branch. It kind of worked. And so I did what I could with that one can, and then I'm going to grab the other can. And I know it takes a while to kind of expand up, so I'm just going to kind of watch and see what it does, I guess. And then I guess put the other side that I was planning on. So, but yeah, this stuff's weird. It's sticky and kind of sorta, you can sorta mold it with a glove, but it wasn't as easy as I thought. So I gotta kind of like that side, I have to get that other end. So, but anyway, I'll do the peanut heads now with that other can that I've got. And then I squirted a little bit what I had left over in here, so I don't know. I've never used this stuff, so I'm just kind of seeing what it's going to do, and it's already expanding more than what I left it as, so I'll have to see what happens. Okay, more updates soon. Okay, we made some progress. So I got the back of the tombstones painted, except for this one. I got something special going on with this one I'll talk about later. But I had one little spot that needed some paper mache clay, little pipe. I cut too much with the hot wire knife. Accidentally went out the back, but then I put some paper mache clay on there, and it'll dry up and be hard, and it'll stop that pipe from sticking out. I love paper mache clay, by the way. That is my substance of choice when it comes to arts and crafts. So here's the Peanut Gang, and here is Lucy. Wait, she is kind of in the shadows. Hang on. There she is. So I got the Great Stuff, and I put some clay, paper mache clay, kind of mold her hair a little bit. Then I got, I think this is Frida, the one that's helping Lucy in this scene down here, where they're using Charlie Brown as the model for the pumpkin during the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. I think that's her. Anyway, got her hair going on. Charlie Brown got the skin color. I really scored at Home Depot a few days ago. I got this Oops paint that was absolutely perfect for a skin color that was like $2. And I also got the perfect color for the genie too, a blue, and that was I think $9. So I just happened to find the colors that I needed, which was awesome. And I got Linus. He doesn't need hair, so I'm just going to draw the black hair on him. He got skin color. And here's Sally. She's got her crazy hair going on, and I might cut down that foam a little bit, but right now I'm just working on her little hair. Looks like almost like horns. There's the scene down there that we're going to work on that I used as a kind of an example. And there's a shadow, kind of not really helpful. There we go, with the Snoopy and the pumpkin patch sitting out there with Linus. Here's Aladdin. He was just drying. He got his skin color. Aladdin. There he is. Here, you can see him. There. And here's the genie. And I put some great stuff in between his arms because I didn't want them to come off. So he's in a funky little position. And he'll look funny because I think I'm going to have him on a motor or something moving or something. I'll figure it out. Anyway, the main thing I'm working on right now is the small trees. And so, great stuff, the little parts between the pool noodles and the paper mache. And then I trimmed down the edges here with a serrated knife and just made them look a little less pool noodle-ish, if that's a word. It is now. And then, just more like branches. So I cut those down. There's a nice little angle, kind of like a branch broke off these trees. And I just cut down the great stuff a little bit, trimmed it down. I gotta fix that and just attach that there. But these guys are ready for some Monster Mud. So I'm gonna mix that up real quick, and it's pretty nice and sunny. So I hope to get it on there, and so we can wait for it to dry. Then I go in the house and check on the boys, make sure they're okay. Then I'm also gonna Monster Mud this Spiral Hill. I got that all covered in with great stuff and ready to go. So, alright, so let me get going here. Okay, the Monster Mudding is all finished. I got the Spiral Hill up to that point all mudded up. And we've got the small little spooky trees all mudded up. They look pretty cool. They look gnarled and spooky and old, and some of them look diseased. Diseased and creepy. And I got some really cool branches, little spots to put some crows and an owl and anything else we've got. The bats, maybe. So all 4 of them are mudded up. And my organic process, which you can watch on my previous videos on the big spooky trees that we made, is just very organic. You just mix up the Monster Mud, and I like my Monster Mud really pasty, not runny. And it does several things all at once. I just put black paint to it so that it's nice and dark gray color, so you get your color, you get your texture, because I run my fingers down like claws, and that gives us like a goopy, and then you get it's goopy, and then it gets the texture all at once, like tree bark. So you get your color, you get your texture, and then you get it's sealed at the same time, so that paper mache will last, and not first of all would last in the rain, and it would last for hopefully a really long time for the prop itself. So it's really, really cool. I love the process. It's really fun to do. And once these guys are dry, we'll see what color it comes out to be, because inevitably all the compound doesn't always mix, so there's a little bit of light color spots, and that might be enough color for it, but we'll see. We might dry brush a lighter gray on it, or drip a maybe watered down black, but that's what we did for the big spooky trees. But I think these might be completely done, so we'll see. There's a couple spots at the very top that, like that pipe I couldn't reach. I might have to go in there with a brush and just paint a little bit, but this is pretty much done, so I'm really happy about that and pleased. And it took maybe half to three-quarters of a 5-gallon bucket of compound to do all 4 and the curly hill, or spiral hill, whatever you call it. So it's a lot of compound, but only about a half a gallon of paint, maybe a little more than that. And that's about it. And I don't know, maybe I had to go back and mix a couple batches of Monster Mud, so maybe 45 minutes, I want to say, about that. I think the boys woke up a few minutes ago, and I know what time they went down. They had to take a nap because they're not feeling well, but I think it was about 45 minutes. Anyway, here's our spooky trees all finished, and I think I'm going to take a break, and I'll give you guys an update real soon. Happy hunting!